We can start.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the IEEE WIE ET Talks, IEEE WIE Leaders Dialogue in Region 8.
I cannot hear.
You cannot hear? Anıl, can you do something for that? My voice,
I cannot
right?
hear.
No.
Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes? Is there a problem?
Can you hear? I cannot hear.
We are hearing you. Can you open the voice of the iPad?
I cannot hear anything.
How can I?
I cannot hear anything.
We have a little problem right now with the voice. In 5 or 6 minutes, we are going to start the meeting. We are hearing you. Can you hear us?
Yes, now it's okay. Yes,
okay.
I can hear.
Let's start then. Welcome again to the IEEE WIE ET Talks, TurkeyWIE Talks, IEEE Leaders Dialogue of Region 8. I will be the co-moderator of this meeting. Anıl will always also the co-moderator. Let me talk about myself. I am the IEEE TurkeyWIE Vice Chair right now. Let me go with the Anıl and...
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Anıl Şanlı. I'm an industrial engineering student at MEF University, Istanbul, and since August 20, I'm representative of IEEE Turkey Women Engineering. Today we have 5 speakers with us. 2019-2020 Region 8 via WIE Cigaran. 2017-2018 Region 8 Women Engineering Coordinator Youmna Bitar. 2015 Region 8 VA Coordinator Simay Akar. 2013 and 2014 Region 8 Women Engineering Coordinator Joyce Mwangama, and 2007-2008 Region 8 Women Engineering Coordinator Maryam Thani. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you are ready, we can start with first question. Introduce yourself.
So this is what did you say? Like,
can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Maryam Thani from United Arab Emirates. I was the former chair of Women in Engineering and the one who established Women Engineering in United Arab Emirates section. And since 2003, then till 2006 and 2007 and 8, I was promoted to be Region 8 coordinator to manage and coordinate the women engineering affinity groups in Region 8. Successfully, I received honorable recognition in 2007 and 2008 for the growth in membership in women in engineering. And following, I was in the Power Engineering Society. It's my specialty as a liaison for women engineering, and I'm still active with women engineering. I was also the first UAE section female chair. I was in 2011 and 2012 the section chair, and since 2003 till now, I'm still active with the IEEE Women Engineering. Okay.
Joyce, do you want to continue?
Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm from South Africa. I'm based in Cape Town, the IEEE section of South Africa. I've been involved in IEEE activities since 2009 when I was in the student branch of my university, the chairperson at the time in 2019 and 2020. And then I further went on to be involved in student activities in my section. And then subsequently in the region, I was appointed as Women in Engineering Coordinator in 2013 and 2014. And also participated in the MGA Women in Engineering Committee 2015, 16, 17, I believe. And I continue to be active in IEEE activities, particularly Women in Engineering, because it's quite a huge passion for me. I like to be involved in initiatives that encourage the participation of females in technical activities or technical fields. My personal background is I am a lecturer at the University of Cape Town, so I never left. I'm still there. And yeah, I'm happy to participate in this conversation.
Thank you for your response. Simay, do you want to continue?
Yes, of course. This is Simay Akar. I'm from Turkey section, and also currently Women Engineering Chair of Turkey Affinity Group. I just joined my journey with IEEE 2007 as a student branch member and chairperson of my student branch and several positions in Turkey. Then and I started my role in Region 8 as student branch coordinator and student chapters coordinator. And from those years that I served several other positions in different communities, but in 2015, I was the Women Engineering Region 8 coordinator. Then it was, again, like the passion for me. Like, I've been involved in many organizational units in IEEE in different years, but like for those women engineering roles, that always like different for me. After Joyce, that I've been Region 8 coordinator, then I'm a young. I've been involved in also young professional humanitarian activities and several other things. But in 2015, for my job, I'm a renewable energy professional, and I was working for solar energy companies, and I moved to China. So my region changed that year. So like I became Region 10 and in different roles. So like in 2018, I returned to Region 8 again by moving back to Turkey. After my work experience those years in China, I still work for renewable energy industry and also Power and Earth Society member and serving Women in Power, Women in Engineering representative liaison right now, and chairing one of the subcommittees under Women in Power structure of Power and Earth Society. Like after I left Region 8, I joined Region 10 committee with different roles, but by the chance, I was appointed for the MGA Women Engineering Committee for those years. So I continue my involvement in Women in Engineering. So then still a passion. Currently, I'm representing the young partner society there. And well, first of all, like, you know, like I'm with the woman who really inspired me, you know, for serving those positions before me and after me. Like, we'll talk about these later, but first of all, I would like to thank you, all of you, as also host and the past Region 8 coordinator. I probably feel more excited now having you all here, and looking forward to this discussion. Thank you very much. Anıl, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Youmna?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Youmna Bitar. I'm originally from Lebanon, but I currently live in Germany. With IEEE, I started at university I was doing events at university, and then from university, I moved up to the section and to the region, and then to MGA. I was the Region 8 Women Engineering Coordinator in 2017 and 2018. With Region 8, I was member of the Student Activities Committee and the Assistant Secretary before. With MGA, I was member of the Student Activities Committee, and I'm back again this year. And I'm also, since last year, a member of the GUAS Committee, which is Geographical Unit Operations Subcommittee. Yeah, that's for IEEE. And for the personal side, I'm a telecommunications engineer, and I'm currently studying management. I'm doing a master's in management. So I was writing my thesis for 2 months, and luckily, or hopefully, I'll start working next month. So a lot of change is happening now. And yeah, it's very nice to see everyone and to meet you all here. So thanks a lot, Simay, for the invitation. And yeah, I look forward to the session.
So I think I can continue. Hello, everyone. I'm Anna. I'm the current chair of I'm the current chair of Women Engineering in Region 8. So I have been for the years 19 and now 2020. And I'm a power engineer, and I'm working for one of the German transmission system operators for 10 years now, and I'm based in Berlin, but I'm originally from Spain. And in my case, actually, I didn't join IEEE with university. So first I started working. It's been 10 years now that I've been working for 50 Hertz. And at a certain point, I think it was 2013, I decided to ask my boss, okay, I would like to join the Power Energy Society General Meeting. It was in Vancouver that year, just as a further education program. And in my company, they accepted. And I really loved that meeting. So many sessions in parallel, so many people from everywhere, so many different topics. And then I got really curious about IEEE, and I started investigating, okay, what's going on in Germany? And I decided to try to be a member for 1 year. And after 1 year, or almost 1 year, when my membership was almost going to expire, I just looked back at that year and I realized, okay, what have I done? Nothing, like, since I went to this conference. So I decided to write, no, it was different. I received an email newsletter from the Germany section. It was at that year the 50 years jubileum of Germany section of IEEE, and there were also an email address of the young professionals. If you want to join us or contact us, just write us. And I was like, okay, let's do so. And they were really, really proactive and said, okay, we are really happy to get more people, because I think for those not living in Germany, you may not know, but, and I think Youmna probably agrees here, there's a lot of power also of national engineering associations like VDE, VDI. So IEEE doesn't have the monopoly, and there are not so many German people that are also part of IEEE, especially if you are not at university, so if you're in industry. So they were really happy that I contacted them, and they proposed me, why don't you join the SYP in Krakow? And we will just explain you everything. You will see how it looks like, and if you want to join the YP team of Germany section, you can make it. So yeah, I think all of everyone that has joined at least one SYP agrees that it's a great event. So for sure, I decided to join, and after being for 3 years with the young professionals, I was offered to be the chair of the Germany section of Women Engineering. But at that point, there was no real network. It was completely dead. I think now we have been a bit better, but since last year, after reactivating the Germany section network, I took over the Region 8 Women Engineering, following Youmna. Yeah.
Thank you all. Here is the second question, and let's continue with the Maryam first. You have different professional careers and different IEEE stories. How do you synthesize or stabilize them? How do you synthesize or stabilize the professional career of yours and the IEEE story?
Yeah, with regard IEEE, as I said, since 2003, I'm volunteer. I was a fresh graduate, and when you work, when you do volunteering work, in my opinion, you are giving back to the community. So it's something you choose. The work, study is something you have to do to survive. It's your life. You want to study something, you want to work, you carry on. But the volunteering is something you choose. It's like your friends. So for me, I find a good opportunity to learn from my supervisor, Dr. Isa. He was the past section chair, and currently he's the honorable chair. The colleagues from IEEE Region 8 and other nearby sections, the global, when you do some activities and you are successful, the community give you back, and you feel more motivated. And this is something you choose, so you can manage and organize. Sometimes, of course, I take from my annual leave if I want to go for some activities. Sometimes I used to have some discussion with my family, what you are doing, why in your free time you are doing this voluntary. But you need to compromise. By time your family support you, your community, your friends, and when you see the new generation and the new volunteers are taking over, this is what makes you happy. Organization is still active, and more and more volunteers and students gain a lot from this technical organization. That's what makes me organizing my time and manage. Thank you.
Thank you. Joyce, how about you?
I have to agree with Maryam. A lot of the times when you're involved with IEEE, it's your extra time, it's your free time, and there's no payment for anything that we do. It's purely out of wanting to contribute to our immediate society and also interact with different kinds of people. For example, through IEEE, I've made friends with lots of people all over the world, and I'm not sure there's too many opportunities that I would have had without being involved in IEEE. So I think for those reasons, being active in IEEE is something most people should be at least consider. You definitely get a lot more from your membership than if you are being a passive member who doesn't really participate in activities or volunteer your time to organize things. Sometimes it can be stressful, but usually at the end of a really successful event or project, you get that feeling of satisfaction, and yeah, that's the reason why.
Thank you. Simay, how about you?
Well, it's a life passion, but volunteering isn't an easy thing. I mean, like probably it's like a lifestyle for all of us here. Like and many volunteers that now who are listening us. But actually, it's an extraordinary thing, and it's a beautiful thing. And as it was said before, it's like you're not holding positions or accepting these responsibilities in IEEE structure every year in different roles, and they're all changing. We're not holding them just for a title or the prestige, because there's nothing you know, just like you have that position and you're just like there to be a coordinator, to be chair or other things. You're actually contributing back to the community, like you're giving back to community. So it's all from your life. But when you have this IEEE volunteer passion in your life, you just like balance with your professional life, your personal life, and volunteer time, and you're just like sharing from your own. But it's actually like after a while you don't really remember only the positions you hold in different years, the numbers, titles. When you're asked to fill a form for employment for another thing, you need to memorize it and remember what you have done so far. But all you have in your hand when you back to your past is all about friendship. Because like we're changing the roles and positions, like as also Joyce said, IEEE is a membership. But how much you contribute, you have more memory, and you have more, you get more also, and you give back to the society more. It's like, and after having this passion in your life, you start learning naturally balancing with your life. There is no life balance between work and personal life and IEEE. That's just like your personal management, because it's your time and you decide how much you give. But it's like for me, like all you have is like memories and friendships. Like even having all these people here, like meeting with some of you in different places in the world in different times. Like all you have is like friendship in your hand, which is fantastic. So that's probably the reason we're touching people's life. So like we are sharing memories, like we're just like sharing few words. Then after years, like those people remembers you, how much you influence them or inspire them, and you get inspired by them too. This is worth it. So I love volunteering. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go with Youmna.
Yes. Yes. You were asking about the balance between IEEE and the job and the studies and everything. Thing is, it's not easy, really. I'm sure everybody knows, especially with a volunteering position on the level of a region, on regional level. Sometimes it's 3 hours a day of just replying to emails. And this needs more time to prepare your projects or what you want to do or so. Yeah, it was not easy, especially that for those who work. For students, for my student life, it was much easier. But with a full-time job, with limited numbers of days off, and then you have to participate in events, and yeah, so this is not easy. But the thing is, I will talk from my personal experience. Had it not been for IEEE, I would not have seen what's out there in the world. So what if I were not part of Region 8, I would not have seen what other countries are up to. I would not have met people from other cultures, and I would not have done things that affect beyond my own home or my own country. So it is definitely worth it, and you feel that you are doing something that's really impactful, and not just for you. For you, okay, yes, you get a lot and you learn a lot, and you get to see and to meet a lot of people. Like Simay said, the friendships you make are really are priceless. But yeah, it is worth it, because what we get from IEEE, we don't get from our work or our studies. We get the friends for sure. We get to learn, we get to participate in events, we get to meet people from everywhere in the world, and we also get to actually participate in something that's beyond us, and that pushes us to stay in IEEE and to always volunteer and to always give our best, regardless whether we have like so much studies and so much work, but still we want to finish and we want to do the IEEE work because we are happy doing it and we feel the importance of doing it.
Thank you so much. Anna, how about you?
Actually, there has been already so much said that I fully agree with. But definitely, just to sum up, I agree that especially being a volunteer at region level requires quite a lot of effort, because you, on one side, you want to move things, you want to promote all the activities, initiatives, but also there's a lot of bureaucracy at committee level that needs to be done. So definitely, it's quite a lot of work, and especially when I joined last year, it was also a personal moment that was really important for me, because I also became a mom at the same time. So it's kind of, okay, you are IEEE region coordinator for women engineering. You just started to be a new mom, and also you are catching up from work. So yeah, I really had telcos with a Region 8 meeting with the baby carrier at the same time, which may sound quite funny. Now I can laugh about it, but sometimes it was quite stressful. And I thank Youmna especially, because she pushed me and said, you can make it, you will do it. So, and then you make yourself the question and say, why are you doing this? No one is obliging you. And yeah, definitely, as has been said, it's worth it, because it's kind of, after doing all that, you get somehow this contact to so many people. You see that, that you are motivating other women, especially on younger levels, especially on student level. And you also realize that you start getting the real essence of what is being an IEEE member while you volunteer. So definitely, it's quite hard to balance, and you always have to, when you have 24 hours of a day, you have to, okay, should I do IEEE? Should I stay with the kid? Should I sleep? Should I cook? Whatever. But somehow it's worth it. Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask a question about your Region 8 Women Engineering journey. When did you decide to become Region 8 Women Engineering Coordinator? And what is your IEEE Women Engineering vision? Anna, if you want, we are continuing with you.
Okay. So as I said before, 2018, or end of 17, I think, I joined the subcommittee of women engineering, where Youmna was coordinator, and I was mainly making the conference coordination, and I really enjoyed it. And then when Youmna's term was getting over, she asked me if I would like to take over the role. And yeah, as I said before, I thought a lot about it, and not because of the position itself, but because of the personal situation. So this is for when did I get a women engineering coordinator and why. Concerning my vision, I think especially this year, we are working quite a lot on more strategic points, because my first year of the term was more, okay, I had to learn what is what is happening around, how does it work, which initiatives do we have, what went well, what didn't went so well, how can we improve it. So currently, what we are dealing mainly is with, okay, we have so many activities and processes and initiatives that I think we don't have to change a lot on that, but we should formalize it and make, for example, guidelines for the awards, because last year we got lots of questions where people were like, okay, how should I apply? How does it work? So this is only one example, but just this formalization and making transparent all the activities, getting to the public and open to the members. So to get to the next goal, that is to try to achieve as more members as possible, try to inspire more women as possible. I think this year we are, or currently, also achieving a kind of more expansion. So let's say the virus has definitely its negative effect, but why not to think positively in the sense, okay, it can be also a virus in the sense of spread around information. We are all at home. We are just having much more telcos, and maybe we can catch members and inspire members that wouldn't have been able to travel. So this is also one point. So yeah, I think just to finish, one more point that should be part of this vision from my perspective is that quite often people think it's a ladies' club. I'm really happy that today we are not only ladies. And I think this should be one point also that should be pushed in the sense of let's promote women, and it's not only women talking about it. So we should definitely expand. And just as an example, and then I really finish with this question, when I first joined the ILC, it was 4 years ago, I remember there was a session and there was only one guy, and he was sitting next to me, and I just decided to ask him, so what made you come to this conference, because I only see women and it's such a pity. And he was a human resource director. He said, I want to understand what are the needs of women. So this kind of conversations should be pushed more.
Thank you. Youmna?
Yes, my journey in women engineering started in a strange way. I was not the coordinator in my home country or anything. I was a member of Women in Engineering, and I participated in events, of course, but I was not the coordinator. How I ended up being the Region 8 coordinator was that I was actually responsible for the project and initiatives of the R8 SAC in the Student Activities Committee. And there was a big project that nobody thought it could end, but we made it. So at the same time, Women in Engineering was in a transition phase. We kind of had to start everything over because there were a lot of changes. And yeah, that was in 2017. And they asked me, like, you did this project that nobody thought could be possible with SAC. How about doing the same with Women in Engineering? So it was a big challenge. It was, really a big challenge at the beginning because it's like we had to start from the beginning. Yeah, unfortunately, Simay was not around. She supported a lot. She was not here to take over. I mean, she was in China, but yet Simay gave me every document, taught me everything. I did not have any idea about what awards are there for women in engineering, what should be done. Simay was with me for months. So Simay started over with me so I could make it. And I really owe her big time. So and we started, and we, like 1 year later, we changed from being just a coordinator in Region 8 to being a fully standing committee of Region 8. We became the Women Engineering Committee instead of just the coordinator. So it was a lot of changes and a lot of setting the stage for the future and a lot of things to be done. That was my term in Women Engineering. And Anna was a very valuable part of the team, and I'm happy that she's taking over and continuing the successful journey.
Thank you. Simay, do you want to continue?
Of course. Oh yeah, I'm muted. Okay, so yeah, I mean, like that's amazing how we hear the stories that how all these women touch each other's life in years. Like also like in my story, like when I was, as I said earlier, I was in the chapters coordination committee as student chapters coordinator. I was no longer student anymore, but my first involvement in Region 8 was the student branch coordinator. And then I got involved in the chapters coordination committee. But those 2 years, like there was a person in the Region 8 committee, like who I really worked closely, like Joyce. That's the thing. Probably like we were doing a lot of initiatives together, and we were organizing the events when she couldn't make it. I was just like supporting her for the women engineering initiatives. When I couldn't make anything, she was supporting me for my initiatives and chapters and so on. Like it was like a collaboration. So I was not in the officially. I don't remember, Joyce. Probably I was not in the committee, subcommittee, because it wasn't committee. It was like but I was working super closely. I was almost part of the committee that time. So like when it was time of the change, like, you know, every 2 years that we are changing the roles. It was probably me that I had 1 year because I moved to China. So we have gap between Youmna and me because when you change your address from the IEEE system, you're automatically not belong to that region. Of course, there is a possibility to keep your address, but I just like I moved to China. I was resident permit there for 3 years, so I changed from my system. So so like I was inspired by Joyce a lot to be in the women engineering. So like it was a story. I always loved women engineering so much before, but I never considered myself serving a coordinator position before, and because, you know, I was like active also in the Turkey section. When we were doing, as Anıl, what you're doing as a student representative role, you know, like we have always an active student branch structure in Turkey. So like I had the chance and experience a lot of things from those years. But then, like I remember our discussion with Joyce at probably Sections Congress and later Krakow and so on. Like Joyce said, okay, you're the one, you should go ahead. And it's like an appointment thing, probably like I was encouraged to serve the Region 8 coordinator position that time. And then I was like again, Youmna, thank you for, you know, like remembering. But for me, it was important because Youmna was the person also like I gained from my IEEE already. And she was a perfect fit for the Region 8 coordinator for women engineering. And I was far in China, but when I heard Youmna is taking over the position, and I said, this is amazing, because, you know, like when you care something, you want everything goes perfect and smooth. That's why, like, for Youmna also, like even seeing Anna, for me, like, you know, like it's amazing because you want everything to get better and better after you, and that is the real satisfaction of, you know, like giving and volunteering. So then it was for me the best thing that I heard Youmna is taking over. I said, you have my full support. I mean, I'm not sure if I did as much as I can. I tried, but, you know, I said I will never leave you alone as when you need me. So, but of course, after a while, she never needed me because she's already amazing. And that was the story. But that year, it's like we are all very connected, because that year when I was Region 8 coordinator, Joyce was already in the MGA WIE committee. And the year after, I had to change my region, but I was appointed also to Women Engineering Committee at MGA level. So I again worked with Joyce. So, and in this story, of course, there's always a Maryam, because, you know, like she's I think she will tell her story later, because I don't want to touch that part, but she's the one who started this initiative and give us the way, and we contribute after her, and being in several leadership positions in Region 8 and UAE section, and all the times when I had chance to see Maryam, like, because it was the idea behind that, you know, like she contributed a lot. So like probably like all these women here and many other women who are not in this call inspired each other to serve this position. So that's my story, how I ended up there in women engineering. I'm very happy about that. We can talk about ours. So like, I'm sorry if you just like tell us to keep it short, like, because like this is our passion for us. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Joyce?
Yeah, when I got involved with Women in Engineering in Region 8, it was not yet a committee, or there was very few members in the committee at that time. I think it was just myself in 2013. and the past chair and another lady. And we had no budget, we had no, so everything that we had to do, we literally had to rely on the kindness of other committees. And this is where, of course, Simay was so helpful. She would, for example, if there was a regional or a sectional event happening, she would go and give the Women in Engineering workshop if I was not able to go, or it helped because it kind of brought it to the forefront so that the region would put more resources for women in engineering. And I'm so glad that it's at the point where it's now a full committee with members and subcommittees. As well as Maryam, I remember we met for the first time when the first year I was Region 8 coordinator for the ILC, I think. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Was it in one of the meetings? I can't remember where it was in the United States. And you were also talking about how you were part of the Women in Engineering Region 8, and you were also quite involved in the Middle East, as well as had influence in other portfolios. So for me, I had never before the ILC ever been to an event where I saw so many inspirational women in technical fields. It's nice. Usually when you go for a technical conference, there's a very small number of females and it's majority male. And it's things like the Women ILC, the participating in this SYPs, the regional activities where you get to meet other women like-minded in who can influence you and whom you can influence, hopefully. It's really nice to hear from Anna and Youmna and Simay and myself and Maryam how we've all influenced each other in some way. It's very inspirational.
Okay, Maryam.
About me, I started with women engineering in 2003 to 2006 as forming the Women Engineering Affinity Group in UAE section. Being in Region 8, in 2006, we organized anniversary for forming Women in Engineering, and I invited Michael Leitner, the president of IEEE, and Mary Elaine, the woman in engineering. And the story, it's a joke. I introduced myself in Facebook for Michael Leitner. Then I think maybe a Region 8 meeting, I met him. Then I invited him to come to Dubai, and he accepted the invitation. And in the section meeting, I told them, yes, I'm sure Michael Leitner is coming and Mary Elaine is coming. They said, how come? We didn't receive any. I said, no, he confirmed to me through Facebook. And he came in 2006, and we had an activity, and we had collaboration with industry. It's my first time to organize a big event. So IEEE teach us, or maybe put us on spot to learn many things. From that time, I met Clementina. Clementina is the Woman Engineering Region 8, the past one. In 2006, she was the Region 8 coordinator for Women Engineering. And then supposedly I will take over in 2007, and she teach me how to do this activity and educate me. When I start my position in that activity, she was killed in Nigeria. And it was shock for me because I just met her, we became friends, and suddenly, and so during my period, we organized or we get the approval to have an award for women under her name. And till now, Region 8 is publicizing the Clementina de Souza, Clementina, the award for Clementina for women. In 2007 and 2008, I was successfully having the growth of membership of women engineering. So I started with nearby countries. I invite them to form the women engineering affinity group, and sometimes I travel under my expense to meet them and make a presentation on women engineering. And we had a highest growth in 2007 and 8. And successfully, I'm in Dubai, so many activities and so many free seats. I start negotiating with some industries or conferences for women by having free seats for women and sometimes free accommodation for the conference. So I send email broadcast for Region 8 women that there is a free seats for a conference in Dubai if you would like to come. And that's why I get good response from members, and people try to join women engineering. In UAE, we have 50% men, 50% women, especially in student membership because it's free. So we started introducing men and women in classes, university to join women engineering because this is a group to support women. It doesn't mean it's a male or female group. And so from that time, then after Region 8, so successfully we had another, Shayma was taken over that time, then Bashir, and Brab, I also, we have Barbara from, I think, Poland, and we have many groups. We have a good relation with them, and we keep our network growing with IEEE. Following, I joined also a gold membership group and some other. I'm still called for women in engineering. It's a good experience for me, and as what Joyce said, wherever you go around the world, you have friends, and any country I go, I have friends from IEEE or from Women Engineering IEEE. So that's what keep us linked with IEEE, loyal to support this organization, because we know their objectives is toward the community and the global objectives. That's it.
Thank you. What inspired you as the most as volunteer? The most inspired. Let's go with Maryam again.
What did you say?
What most inspired you as a volunteer?
The network, maybe. Mainly, and IEEE will not let you go. Whenever you finish, you get done with a position, and they see you active, they introduce you to another position. You get called. For example, for Women Engineering Global Chair, I received four times requests to apply for, and due to some work, and I couldn't manage because to have a global position, it's even to apply for, I know I need to have some time to organize. But IEEE will not let you go, and they will keep you motivated. And it is not one generation organization, and it's a global organization and a professional organization with clear objectives, clear themes, and network of people which through generation we are still in touch with. This is what inspired me.
Thank you. Joyce?
I think I'm most inspired by the other volunteers. I remember when I was starting out as a IEEE member, we had a very active section chair in my section who really inspired a lot of the volunteers in my section to participate and actually do more. And after that, I thought if I could do half of what active IEEE volunteers do, then maybe I can also, you know, get some of the wouldn't say the rewards of actually being active. So I think that seeing other active volunteers is what inspired me, and seeing people like, for example, for me, Simay has been a IEEE superstar. You know, wherever she goes, she can find 5 or 6 positions which she will excel at. So I think, yeah, that's what inspires me.
Thank you. Youmna?
Yeah, isn't it Simay's turn? Just to... sorry, I thought we were going through the chronological order, so sorry. I also think, so my opinion is the same as Joyce. I also think that it's the other volunteers who inspire me most. My first encounter with volunteers was actually in 2013, and Simay was the very first IEEE volunteer on the regional level that I meet. I don't know if you remember Simay, but it was we had an event in Lebanon, and I was one of the organizers. And Simay,
Middle East Congress.
Yes, the Middle East Student and Professional Congress. Yes, and Simay was coming to represent IEEE Women in Engineering, and I met her at the airport. So it's yeah, every person, when you meet a volunteer, you learn from them, and that's what I really like. So from Maryam, I learned a lot of tricks on how actually to get people to join you, or how to actually get people to join women in engineering. From Simay, she was with me for months, like really months, because and I used to message her and she said, yeah, look, it's 4 a.m. Can I sleep? She was, because of the time difference, and Simay never said no. She was always there, even in the middle of the night, 6 in the morning, 4 a.m. Every time Simay was there, immediately, yes, being there. So really, from every volunteer, we learn something, and yeah, we feel proud and we feel happy that we are participating in this great things that they're doing.
Thank you. Simay, what was your inspiration?
I totally agree for everything said, and you know, just like I'm very impressed from everything in IEEE, like how connected we are. You know, like it's like such a huge organization, and you feel belong, and you just like you find a place for yourself. Like you find a place where you feel comfortable with people around you, and every single person you meet in different roles, in different places, and we're all somehow connected, and we just like changing the roles, time zones, and places, but still we're just like getting bigger and bigger together. And it's like it's such a huge organization. It's when you just like check the structure and all the liaisons, regions, technical activities, and so on, but the people who are already giving for this community are just like super connected. And it's not like just the volunteer years that we're meeting from places, like we're doing online meetings and so on. Like we're just like all those years we're lifelong connected friends. Like look at just like even I'm remembering all the memories while talking to you in just like last 15 minutes. You know, like it's just like so many memories are coming back, and all the things when you see a small item or photo, like you remember more because so much memory we shared as a volunteer entire years. It's like even those years, like they're like not the same years, but we shared a lot of memories, and this is really, really inspirational. Many more things to say. That's that's really amazing to be volunteer here. Thank you.
Thank you. Anna, what was yours?
Yeah, I think everything has been said. So definitely the volunteers is what makes you see, okay, what's going on, and what definitely is, it doesn't matter which day, which hour, so much work. Also sometimes project, do you think we can meet the deadline? Yeah, we will do it somehow. So on top of the people itself, where I think there has been so much said, and I will not just say it again, because I fully agree in it, it's the positivity. So I really enjoy each time when there's a teamwork. It can be so much do, or maybe even something where we are not on the best track and we still have to improve it a lot or whatever, but there's always such a good mood, this positivity that makes you keep just working and continuing doing it. Yeah.
Thank you for your all response. Next question is, how did being Region 8 Women Engineering Coordinator contribute to your career and your personal development? Emma, if you want, we continue with you.
So actually, as I said in the introduction, it didn't was the case in my case that first I joined IEEE during student and then at work. So it was the other way around. Due to my work, I joined IEEE, but I wouldn't have joined so many conferences and events if I wouldn't have started with IEEE, because then I started like investigating and joined more and more initiatives. So definitely the networking part is, I think, one of the points where I said, okay, with IEEE, you learn so many just amazing people. And it can be professionally, but also from the human side. But also I have been collaborating. There's the European Policy Initiative, and I joined the working group on energy. So especially for all this regulation on energy, I also made a lot of liaison between my job and IEEE. And second, after networking, I think it's all the part of communication, of just soft skills that you just use them on daily basis and maybe even more than once a day. So I think this definitely also was the second part where IEEE supported me a lot. Yeah.
Youmna?
Yes, I think that IEEE contributed most the network to my career. So the network and the people that I met through IEEE, and it's not that we just met, it's that we've worked together, we've done something together, we know each other on a deeper level than just being an acquaintance or just meeting like casually somewhere. So with this network, I haven't used it to get a job or to get an internship or anything, although I know people who do. But I actually, if I have any question or if I need to get to someone. So for example, I'm a telecommunications engineer, but I work in the radio side. If I need something from the core side, I contact someone who I know works at a company who takes care of core networks, and then I ask him, who can help me with this thing, and then they would refer me. So this is how the IEEE network helped me, and it actually helped me a lot with my job both in Lebanon and also my part-time job here in Germany. So they always say, yeah, network is very important and network helps you advance your career and all of that. It is really true. But the difference with the IEEE network is that we know each other on a very, not maybe a very deep level, but on a deeper level, definitely, than any normal network. Because we know we have things in common. We know we volunteer. We know we've worked together maybe on a project or we've organized an event together. So this is what I believe is the biggest contribution to my career.
Next one is Simay. Do you continue?
Okay. So, I mean, in general, IEEE has a lot of contribution to our career, and of course, women in engineering in particular. But we need to just like consider IEEE as overall, and network and skills, like all the cases we experience. Like it's actually we're also improving together with the network itself. And but it's as we already said, it's such an amazing network. It's huge that people are so connected. So you will feel like some part of your life, it will be back to you as well. I mean, like you're giving, but you don't expect anything to come back, but it's coming back. Any recognition, a phone call, a coffee with a friend, in different forms, it's coming back to your life. So and also for your career, there's no doubt that we had a lot of advantage in our career by being an IEEE volunteer. But for women in engineering, as we earlier said, it's not like a woman organization. It's not a feminist movement. It's just so inspirational, and you know, just like recognize the volunteer and raising up an issue and just give more opportunities to the members under women in engineering, and male and females all together. And that's also another advantage. Probably we were very lucky being on Region 8 structure, because we have a lot of diversity here. And during those years we served for Region 8 and also Region 8 Women Engineering, we probably learned a lot from each other and understand better for multicultural perspective. And also like not only women, but just like our intellectual level and understanding for multiculturality, we probably improved a lot and learn each other and share with each other. That is the most important thing, and it's a treasure. So like we gain a lot from these experiences. That's, I think. Thank you.
Joyce?
I think, yeah, many of the things that have already been said are true for me as well. Maybe if I were to highlight some of the personal growth that I've gotten from being part of IEEE and women in engineering, particularly, for example, how to manage your time or how to interact with different people from different parts of the world who have different cultures and backgrounds, and learning about their experiences and being more understanding of the differences. You know, those are the kinds of personal skills that you probably get when you are interacting with so many different people. And especially, like Simay said, Region 8 is very, very diverse, like with members in Africa, in the Middle East, in Europe. You go from one spectrum to the other, right? So that really taught me a lot. I learned quite a lot of that. Professionally, I think just being part of a leadership position, you start to be a little bit more, so whatever you learn in IEEE, you kind of bring it to maybe your job as well. For example, I work at the university, and you know, when you're doing research, it's great to be innovative and cutting edge in certain fields, but sometimes you also want to think about how the research you're doing is going to benefit other people, you know. And that perspective that you get from being a volunteer and working on community type projects, it can also come into your professional life, so that you also think about it when you are working on a research project, how that can also benefit your immediate, not just profession, but in general, your community. So I think the personal growth definitely has been quite immense for me. Before I was in IEEE, I was an introvert. You wouldn't catch me doing any public speaking, but I've had to learn quite a lot of that just from being part of the activities, definitely mostly from being part of Women in Engineering, which is a very supportive community. So yeah, that's what I can say.
Thank you, Joyce. And Maryam.
I agree with all of them, Simay, Joyce, Youmna, Anna. Yes, networking. I learned the same. We are on the spot. We have to do public speaking. For me, I have to translate into Arabic to prepare the media news, to make, I have to be master in Excel sheet and media and everything. So we learn together. But here we can afford any mistake, not like work. That's what gives us the courage to work together. So if I do mistake, we can cover each other and we can do it better. The same as what Joyce said, I was personally, I was shy even to go into public. I always have a dizziness if I stand in a group of people. It changed, of course. I have to change. So maybe IEEE was the opportunity for me to develop these skills. And this also, as you said, get back to our personality, which affect also on our growth and work related issues. And networking, learning from people. Also, I learned from discussing with Youmna, Anna, Simay, and other people, Joyce. When we sit together in any IEEE event or conference, when we sit as friends together, we discuss our struggle or our obstacles in work. Not only women, even men. We found that global is, we are all facing the same obstacles, people to people relationship. It's not only women. The same challenge everyone facing in Africa, Europe, Middle East, America. We are, as a human, we create the obstacle to each other, but it's not a gender based. That's what my belief. A person who is biased these are special case. But when we are going around sitting with each other, we see our challenge sometimes easier than others. And when we come back from any travel or a conference or meeting together in IEEE, we learn a lot. We go back, we develop our personality, and that's what keep us motivated to come and attend IEEE meeting, not only for the professional, also to meet people and people who give us a lot from their experience, from their challenge, and that's what keep us motivated. Looking forward to have, thank you Simay, to call each other for this activity. That's why when Simay called me, yes, of course I support. It's an IEEE, and meeting my friends, my family, my other family, which is IEEE. That's from my side.
Thank you for coming. Then the last two questions. What are your advices to our volunteers? We can go with you, Maryam.
For volunteers?
Yes, advice.
For volunteers, they have to think of one thing. When they are doing this activity, it's not for the community only. It's for themselves. They have to be committed. Since they accept, they have to be committed. If they want to regret, they need to find a substitute, because this project will be successful with them or without. So for them to learn, they have to break this challenge, not to give up. Of course, they are not the perfect person, but they have to do their best, and it's not a work or school. If you do a mistake in a volunteering work, others will help you to cover it. So it is for you. So and it builds your personality. You need to give back to the community. I always say this to my friends, and we have a short life. And during this short life, we need to have a remark and to have a stamp. And without doing a mistake, you cannot learn. So you need to do activity. Of course, you will do mistake, but you need to learn how to recover it and to solve it. This way, and if you have a chance to do volunteer, this is a great opportunity. So you need to accept and go. If you find yourself, you are capable to start with this. This is my advice.
Thank you. Joyce?
Yeah, I think when you are thinking about volunteering, or if you want to volunteer, I think definitely if you can find that aspect which you are very passionate about. So, for example, women in engineering is something that I'm passionate about. Some people might be more passionate in running projects or interacting with kids from high school, or interacting with professionals to maybe participate in mentorship. Think about what it is that excites you and see if you can integrate that into your volunteering, because IEEE is such a wide organization. You can be part of technical activities, humanitarian activities, young professionals. So there's so much. You don't have to just do one thing or the other. You can mix and match, and you will definitely feel like you're getting a benefit out of it. So look around, and I'm sure there's definitely going to be projects that you might feel that you will really do well in participating and engaging.
Thank you. Simay, how about you?
Sure. Like, first, actually, I will also thank all of you at the end. But I would like to thank Women Engineering Turkey team, Karden, Anıl, and we have another team member, Özgenur. I should give them a credit, because what is the advice for my volunteer? Appreciation is the most important thing. So you need to appreciate your time, your team, people you gain, all the experience you have. So for example, here, they're the people behind that. So actually all the not only memories, but we are actually learning together for every different positions. It doesn't matter. No matter global, regional, sectional, we're changing roles. As you already said this, there are so many different organizational units. So you have a chance to grow in different fields and learn a lot and change your roles, committees, and get new experiences. In particular to IEEE, of course, but volunteering itself is a beautiful thing. Wherever you volunteer, even if you are not a IEEE volunteer, and if you're volunteering somewhere else, and if you're watching this one now, volunteering is a treasure itself. As it's not just all the experience you gain, because Maryam already said that just you have a lot of chance to fail. Failing is a beautiful thing, because it's the way to learn in your job or in different parts of the life. Of course, everybody has a chance to fail, but as a volunteer, you have opportunity to make mistakes and learn more, because you're volunteer. So volunteering is already a treasure for your own life. So how much you enjoy your life while volunteering matters. So so this is my advice. You should enjoy whatever you're doing while volunteering. It's important.
Even if you just in your neighborhood, I don't know, teach children something, or a craft or anything. So, and once you get the hang of it, then you would be really happy and you would start enjoying it more and more. So my advice would be volunteer with anything that you like to experience, and then find out what it's giving you instead of what you're giving to. Of course, you are giving, when you're volunteering, you are giving to others, you are helping, you are doing great stuff, but think also what you're gaining from it, and then use it to volunteer more and use it to give more. So that would be my advice.
Thank you. Lastly, Anna, what is your advice? We can't hear you. Can you open your voice? Thank you.
Thank you. I forgot I was muted. So definitely, it's quite hard to add more things because almost everything has been said. But definitely, I think is volunteering is something that you're making on voluntary basis. You should really believe in what you're doing. So just prioritize and check, okay, which topics do I like? Where am I interested? And also balance in the sense of, okay, and how much can I commit? Because it should be fun. And I think definitely there are so many topics where each person in the world could volunteer in, but quite often if you just try to volunteer in everything, then it gets just too big and you just get a bit scared or something. So definitely focus, prioritize, and enjoy, have fun, and be active, because I think that's the only way of creating a stronger network. Yeah.
Thank you for all to be in here. There is a connection problem with Anıl. He will come back. While there, I will ask his question. He's a student member, as you all know. What is the advices to the IEEE student members? When he come back, and he will ask the question as well, but let's go with that one. Anna, you can go on.
Okay. So when I saw that question, I just tried to see myself in student time. So it's, yeah, I finished now 10 years ago. So I started university 15 years ago. So really, there's a kind of difference of being in mid-30 and being mid-25, how you see the things. And I know it sounds like a grandma story, but definitely I think there is. So when you're a student, you believe kind of you don't have time. I don't have time. How should I do everything? How to prioritize? So I think definitely be sure you have time. It will just get worse. So you have time. Time gets less and less when you get older. So use the time. Participate everywhere you can, where you have fun, network, and really enjoy the things, because it's not that life is over, but I think at being a student, you really do have much more time when you are working, especially in industry. And also you have other restrictions that makes you somehow have to distribute the time in a different way. Yeah.
Thank you, Anna. I'm sorry I had a connection problem just a second ago. Youmna, what advice would you give IEEE student members?
I would say, even if you think that you're overwhelmed and you don't have time and you have to study and so on, like Anna said, you have much more time than later. So make use of it. Volunteer, do what you like. As much as possible, finish the things that you want to finish. Because if you, I don't know, want to learn a language, now is the time. If you want to volunteer, now is the time. If you want to do a small degree or a minor degree or learn something additional, now is the time. So yeah, as a students, we always used to think that with the university and the courses and everything, we cannot do it. But it's really the opposite. And these are the years where we have to give everything, like we have to give the time to what we like, and also we have to experience new things, because we don't know what we really like until we before we really experience them. So if I'm trying to tell the students that if you volunteer with your student life, and if you try new things, and if you see what you really like to do, you will do much better choices in your professional life and later on, because you've seen and you've experienced more things. Then later you might not have time to actually try and say, okay, no, now I'm working in this. I have to go years before I'm able to change. But if you volunteered or if you tried it for 2 or 3 months during your student years, then you would know, no, I don't like to do this. No, I want to do something else. So yes, try new things and volunteer. Even if you think that it's not for you, try it out, and yeah, for better decisions later.
Thank you for your advice. And Simay?
Sure, and totally agree. It's your time. Whatever you want to do, it's your time to shape your life. Because whenever, you know, just like even for your career, for your personal life, for volunteering, it's the time to learn. Time to learn the time management. Time to learn how to improve your skills. For the rest of your life, you will continue learning. I mean, it will never end. There is no just like a one, you know, just like a page. You just like change it and a new life starts. You know, like life is going on, and what you gain these years, like probably here, like all the story will be the same. So we shape our life during our student years. So like I always appreciate everything we have done during those years. In our story, it was like like not just studying, volunteering, and experiencing everything we enjoy. And now we're just like trying to balance and continue the things we're learning. We're learning new things, but you know what I mean. You know, like it's the period that you shape all your future and your today. So then when you're at that certain age in different, you know, like mid-level, like mid-40s, mid-30s, like 50s, like every stage of your life, you will always appreciate what you have done those days, because it's the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Simay. And Joyce?
Yes, I think, yeah, if the advice that I'll give to IEEE student members is to become IEEE volunteers. Surround yourself with a good team. Be brave and think of fun new initiatives that you can start at your university or within your community, and also learn from your fellow student colleagues and find out what value they would want from an IEEE organization at your university, because this is how you build loyal membership from such a level. Also find out from your predecessors. I'm sure most university student branches have, for example, Simay would be a great person to get tips on how to at least run certain things in your university. So good mentorship can go a long way. And besides giving back to your community, you also get a lot for yourself. You can plan events where you interact with companies, or you can build your CV. So it's there's a lot of benefit that you can get from being active and being an active member.
Thank you. And Maryam?
With regard to student, I didn't start my volunteering during the student with IEEE, but after graduate. But I found the student members are very active. They are still linked with IEEE. It's a good opportunity during student period that the supervisor with them to support them. They free some time. They can manage with their students. It's a good opportunity to collaborate under, a small scope, like in the university. They know each other. They are friends. They go for break. They can manage the time better than after graduate, where everyone is in a different maybe area or a different job, or committed with other family commitment more than student. So I think it's a good opportunity to start with student.
Thank you. Thank you for your advices. I think they are so important for students. And thank you for your participant. I think it was amazing tea talk. If you add something before and you can say.
Goes first.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the IEEE Turkey Women Engineering volunteers and to Simay and for everyone here. It's really, really great to see you, to see really everyone. Yeah, it was a great recap. I remembered a lot of nice memories and yeah, it was a great time for me. Thank you so much.
And for me, thank you again. What Youmna said, thank you Simay, thank you IEEE Turkey section. I never get chance to visit Turkey in my life, so maybe this is the start. So, and thank you Karden and Anna for the organizing this event, and thank you to get us together, and especially it's my birthday today. So
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So, thank you, Simay, again and again for always keep in touch with us, and Joyce and Youmna and Anna. We are from second family. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes,
Also from my side,
You have that
first happy birthday again. Yeah. And I would like to thank a lot. Yeah. I would like to thank a lot to the Turkey section, because definitely that's what we are looking for in the Women Engineering Committee. Not only to be organizing activities from the committee, but also to have active affinity groups. So that's a great example. So thank you for that. And definitely it was so great to see you all this afternoon.
Same here.
Yes, thank you for inviting me. This was really nice. I got to see a lot of old friends. It's a nice takeaway from what's currently happening. So at least we can still continue with these kinds of activities. And just thanks IEEE Turkey Women in Engineering volunteers, and thank you Simay for reaching out, and yeah, thanks.
Well, thank you for all the kind words. And I would like to say again, just like IEEE Turkey team behind this initiative, Karden, Anıl, and Özgenur, and all of you, like, thanks for being here. It was just really a pleasure having you all here. And I'm very, very happy that how connected we are. Like, we are like a second family, as you said, like we are the family all around the world. We were always connected, but this is like a lifelong thing. And we really appreciate to have all of you in our life. Thank you very much. Karden.
Okay. It was very stimulating and inspiring conversation. I thank you as a IEEE Turkey team. Thank you for your time. And this is the end of the IEEE WIE Leaders Dialogue of Region 8. Thank you for watching us in YouTube, and you can find this conversation in our YouTube channel as well at the end. Bye. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.